Hello, I'm RetroJules. Do you remember Eureka #1? The Eureka series? You're probably thinking, I've forgotten all about that series. Well, I've kind of got an apology to make. I wanted to get the Eureka series going. I should have also made you a Bovington American special video by now as well, and what with updates and lots of tanking going on, I've just kind of digressed a little bit and not really had the time or opportunity to make these videos. But here I am, and I don't know if you remember Eureka #1, I'll put a link at the end of the video. It was all about accuracy, and I was kind of stating my idea that if the longer you aim, the more accurate your shot could be. Some of you loved the idea, some of you hated it, some of you said, well, you know, it's the inaccuracy that actually makes this game fun sometimes, that random element, and if every fully aimed, careful shot you made hit your target, this game could potentially be incredibly difficult and would probably ostracise some of the not so good players. So some really good feedback on that. But I wanted to do more in this series, so ladies and gents, welcome to Eureka #2, Radial Commands. I think the radial command system is brilliant. Absolutely great if you're not on the battlefield in a platoon or with your headset talking to anybody, and also, of course, it's excellent for deaf people because they can communicate too. And I love the fact that you can use your commands as a general vague blanket sweep like defend the base, or you can direct your command directly at one of the players. For example, saying, Retro, I need a target. I'm in my light tank and I think, yeah, okay, I shall go forward and find a target for you. A really, really well thought out system. But I do think that the game has changed now. The players have changed slightly, and perhaps we could do with another communication wheel to sort of gently direct our team in the right direction. So we currently have 3 radial wheels. We have the default, the social, and the strategic. The default, we've got affirmative. We all like to see a yes on the battlefield. Cover me. Yes. Good game. Yes. We like that one. Defend the base. Normally the one that people ignore when they've lemming trained to the other side of the map. But every now and again you'll get an affirmative to it. Ready to fire. Always good for the auto loaders and arty to know that if you're doing any scouting out there, you know when the cover is ready. Help. SOS. Yep. That's the one that everybody ignores, apart from the odd hero that you get. Attack. Normally it's a platoon of light tanks and they all say attack and they go charging off, and suddenly you've lost all the light tanks on your team. And nobody likes that one, really. Cover me. Negative. Help. Negative. Defend the base. Negative. No, we don't like to see a negative. And then we have the social wheel. Good game. Always nice to see thumbs up at the end of a really good game. I have noticed more and more lately, less people do it. In position. Well, I guess that's good for the tank destroyers. You know that everybody is in their place, ready to fire. Sorry. Yeah, I use sorry a lot. With my driving, I need it.
Let's get this show on the road.
Awesome. Normally when somebody's cocked up, but when you're all having a good game, or somebody's done a good shot, or something brilliant happens, always good to have that one. On my way. When you do the SOS and somebody says on my way, what a relief it is to see that ping up on the map. And great shot. I always give arty a great shot if I've tracked something and they've got it or I've spotted it, because I know playing arty is not easy. And then we have the strategic wheel. Falling back, always good to know when people are going to abandon you and leave you hanging out to dry as you face half the team on your own. Defend this position. Not probably used that often actually, but yeah, a handy command. Immobilised. I learnt the hard way that when you're stuck on a map, you don't use SOS, you used immobilised. And I've been criticised for that before, and I honestly didn't know that was kind of what it's for. Need a target. Always good when the TDs or RT say need a target. You're in a light tank or a medium and you think, right, I better go do some scouting and spotting and get some targets. Cover me! Normally the one you don't get a response on, and can be a little bit frustrating. And finally, no shot. Always good to know that if you're spotting for RT or a TD, it's always good to know that the target you're on, they can't actually hit. So I think with today's gameplay and the way it is, that there is room for an update and room for one more radial command. I may have been slightly sarcastic about the last commands, but it is an excellent system for pretty much communicating everything you need to your team and to individuals on the map. But I think we need one called team play, where you can coerce the team and perhaps just give people a prompt to help you win that exciting battle. Stop capping. How annoying is it when one of the light tanks literally drives from one point of the map to the other, from the spawn straight to the cap, and sits there capping? Really, I find that annoying. And also, I think it's perhaps a little bit selfish when somebody goes in the cap and the team have easily got the game. The enemy are way outnumbered, and perhaps it'd just be nice to give that little command and say, come on guys, stop capping, let's win this by wiping out the enemy. And then we have very similar, stop camping. Now this may be for the tank destroyers. You know, that tank destroyer's found its favourite spot, its favourite rock, and it's not going to move because that's where that tank destroyer always goes on that map and just stays there for the entirety of the battle. But also, what about on El Haluf, when the heavies are camping up on the ridge lines and you need them to go forward and support you and help? And I just think that perhaps a direct command, stop camping, might be just enough to make people realise that perhaps they're not, you know, where they should be at that time of the battle. Don't lemming. Lemming trains aren't as bad as they used to be, but they do happen, and you can ping the map to sort of bring the other half of the map to their attention. Doesn't generally work. Sometimes you'll be sat there and you'll think, no, I am going to defend this side of the map because it needs defending, and you'll be stubborn and you will die, especially if the enemy have lemming train on your side of the map too. And I just think perhaps a don't lemming command would be more significant, and people would go, oh yeah, good God, we are lemming training, aren't we? Right, let's split up and cover the map. Might work, might not. Advance. A little bit like attack, but not as aggressive. You know, not everything is about the attack. It may just be that if you've got a tank destroyer heavy team and you're a light or a medium at the front of the battle and they're all camping or just a little bit further back on the map, you don't necessarily need them to attack, but perhaps a little prompt of advance to say, come on guys, just let's move forward a little bit and just try and box the enemy in and win this game. And then not only did I run out of ideas and find it extremely difficult to design a new radial wheel that didn't have swear words in it and very, very abusive things that you could say to your team, because sometimes you want to do that, I also thought that I would quite like your input too. These are my ideas for the team play radial command, taking the game forward and just adapting it to the way the games play these days. And I have left 2 slots empty, and I would love to know your suggestions for those 2 slots. I'd love to know if you like the commands I've come up with. Maybe you'd want to scrap that whole wheel and come up with something completely different. That's what this video is about. These are my ideas for the new Team Play radial wheel, and I'd really love to know your ideas. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was Eureka number 2. Keep safe, keep communicating, and I'll see you soon.